Good morning, guys. How you doing today? Wow, you guys all look as awake as the dead.
Well, I'm not dead. I'm just tired.
Fair enough. But anyway, does anybody know what I just did? I just referenced what's called a simile. Does anybody know what a simile is?
Is it like a comparison?
Well, kind of, sort of. It's a comparison in a way, but it's not a comparison as far as we know as like weighing one idea against the next. It's more or less connecting two abstract ideas that may or may not be related to one another. So let's take and now look at this board and see if we can find any patterns in these short sentences as far as similes is concerned. All right, class, now that we've looked at all of these sentences, do you guys see anything that these sentences may have in common, like patterns that are contained within them, something like that? So, anything, guys?
All of them compare the first part of the sentence with the second part?
Okay, while there are comparisons within these sentences, once again, it's not exactly the comparisons we're looking for. We're not actually weighing one idea against the other here. So let's keep on looking for patterns and maybe things that these sentences may have in common. So, I don't know, Cassidy, do you have any ideas?
They all have verbs and nouns in them.
Okay, yeah, I actually do see a lot of verbs and nouns in each one of these sentences, but that's not exactly what we're looking for right here. We're actually looking for something a little bit different. I don't know. Adi, we haven't heard from you today. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I noticed that the bats are actually blind and the sun is actually bright.
Okay, yeah, we actually have blind as a bat right here and bright as the sun right here. So it's kind of like a connection or a relationship is being established in that sentence right there. Does anybody see anything that actually makes that relationship or that connection contained within that sentence? Who haven't I heard from today? Justin, what about you in the back? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, the person who is blind is being described as being blind as a bat, and sometimes that is bright as being described as being as bright as the sun.
As bright as the sun and as blind as a bat. Very good observation, Justin. Okay, class, let's look at these sentences one more time. I'm going to circle some words for you. As, like, as, and than. So, by using these three words in sentences like this, we're able to create connections or relationships, if you will, between two ideas that in reality may be very, very different, but by taking and using these words, we can actually create those relationships and somewhat make comparisons between one thing to another. So let's come over here to this paragraph, and we're going to look at each one of these sentences, and I want you guys to tell me if there's similes contained within those sentences, okay? So, first sentence is, Trevor stepped out into the moonless night. He could not help but notice that the sky was as black as coal. Do you guys see any similes in that sentence? Any connections?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so where is it, Priscilla?
As black as the coal.
As black as coal. Very, very good job. Okay, next sentence. The cold January air pierced his uncovered face like the blades of a knife. So, do you guys see any similes in this sentence right here?
Yes. Like the blades of a knife.
Like the blades of a knife. Very good. Create a relationship or a connection between those with the words like. Outstanding job, Cassidy. So, as he made his way to his car, the ground that had just blanketed the snow from the recent winter storm caught his eye. Are there any similes in that sentence, guys? Do you see anything that makes a connection?
I don't see anything.
Ah, very good eye right there. Blanketed by snow is actually what's known as a metaphor. We're not using any similes right here. We're going to talk about metaphors more tomorrow, so don't worry about that right now. We're only talking about similes today. But let's move on to the next sentence, guys. Yet, although it was bitter cold outside, he knew that as soon as he got home, he could curl up next to a warm fire and be as snug as a bug. You guys see any similes there?
Yes.
Yes, Priscilla, where?
As snug as
As snug as
a bug.
a bug, right? So, very good job right there. As soon as he got home, he could be as snug as a bug. So, after that, the final sentence we're going to talk about. After that, he could fade off to sleep and worry about his troubles tomorrow. Do you guys see any similes in this sentence right here?
Well,
Cassidy?
they don't have any words like as, that, like, or than. So.
You're right. There are no connector words right there, or words that create relationships between one idea to another. In fact, fade off he's not actually fading off in any sense, right? That's more of a metaphor, like what we talked about right here being blanketed by snow. Once again, we're going to talk about metaphors tomorrow, so don't worry about that right now. So as far as similes are concerned, we are looking for words that connect one idea to the next or create a relationship such as, like, or than. Very good job, though, students. Outstanding. All right, class. Now that we've looked at this paragraph over here and we found out which words are the connector words, which once again are as, like, and then, we know what similes are at this point, correct? We know that these words right here connect or create relationships between two ideas that may not have very much in common, but once we make that or a connection or relationship, they will have something in common, right? So do you guys have any similes that maybe you can come up with on your own, such as, I don't know, she slept like a baby, bright as the sun. Let me see here. Justin, do you have any similes?
Yeah, my teacher's mean as an ogre.
Well, I hope you're talking about somebody else, Justin, but mean as an ogre, yes, that is a simile right there. You are creating a relationship or a connection between those two abstract ideas. So does anybody else have any similes that they can maybe come up with in this classroom today? Yep, Adi, it looks like you got an idea.
How about similes are a pain in the neck?
Are a pain in the neck. Well, similes aren't really a pain in the neck. They're actually quite easy once we get the concept down. But unfortunately, that's one of those metaphors that we talked about over there, such as blanketed by snow or fading off. So not really creating a relationship by using as, like, or then. Good try, though. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. So is there any other similes that we can maybe come up with, guys? So Cassidy, yeah.
It's hotter than a popsicle on the 4th of July.
Hotter than a popsicle on the 4th of July. Good job. So created that connection to that relationship by using the word then. So guys, or do you have any other similes that you can maybe come up with to end the day with? Yes, Priscilla.
My baby slept like an angel.
My baby slept like an angel. Once again, very good example because you're creating that relationship between two ideas by using the word like. So class, this is basically what a simile is. So great job today. Great work done by everybody. Fantastic.